All right, everybody, welcome to Wednesday. How are you? Today in Pathfinders, we're going to take a look at the topic of intuition versus wishful thinking. It is one of the most frequently asked questions I ever get. Like, how do I tell if I'm just like making it up? Well, here's the thing. You are making it up. You are the manifester in charge of your path. And there is one way to tell when you are not getting guidance and you're just kind of living in a fantasy, as dissociative fantasy, as opposed to actually manifesting. So we're going to talk about that today, manifesting what you really want without it being wishful thinking. Okay, so we'll see you at Pathfinders today. Tomorrow in astrology, we're going to talk about Jupiter. Jupiter has just moved into Cancer. So I'm going to talk about the difference between the Jupiter that's transiting and what you can expect of that, and your own personal Jupiter that's in your birth chart. People get those mixed up all the time. So we're going to iron out some fallacies this week. That's what we're doing. All right. So underneath, allow your work to become your art. Definitely. Highly recommended. Coming soon. Welcome to the next ascending age. We got a portal coming up this summer. After we have Jupiter just moved into Cancer. We have Uranus, which is kicking and screaming to get into Gemini, get away from Taurus. We have Mars squaring that Uranus happening right now as I'm talking over the next few days. Mars squaring Uranus says basically like, I'm going to blast you out of Taurus. I'm going to blast you out of something that's a comfort zone because you need to get into the next chapter. We need to stop being in this place that you really have enjoyed because something that's coming up next really needs your attention. It's not a bad thing. Like, let's stop thinking it's a bad thing. It's unformed yet. Let's really manifest what we want. Divine Dragon. Ooh, yeah. Divine Dragon and polish your mirror for perfect clarity. This is something about having clear sight and about not letting yourself slip into illusions about things. We've talked a lot about that. We have Neptune conjunct Saturn for the next few months. And I do believe that is squaring Saturn or squaring Jupiter now that Jupiter's in Cancer. So there's just a ton going on. I will break all that down for you in the extended. We'll talk more about those things and what that could be. All right. And how that might look for you. So let's take a look at what the reading has to say. King of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Death card, the Five of Wands, and the Emperor. Now I got the Awakening card, so I'm going to take that because I feel like we're moving through some kind of portal here. Ten of Swords. I know, I see it. So, there's definitely something here about helping other people. And what does that mean? Like, it can kind of be hard for a people pleaser, card carrying people pleaser, hopefully former people pleaser, and really realigning your energy. Holding your own energy in your own container and not leaking out all over everybody else, even with good intention, right? Like, people need to do their own thing. People need to make their own mistakes. People need to, and you don't want to watch somebody trip over something that you've had experience with, but sometimes they have to, and sometimes you just have to let it happen. And I feel like that's the thing that, if you deprive someone else, if you solve a problem for somebody and clear away the debris of that, like, you're depriving them of learning. And it might make you feel better for some reason to, you can say like, hey, I've been through something like this before. I have some thoughts about it. Would you like to hear them? And give them the option of whether they want to hear your advice or not. And if not, c'est la vie. Okay? Like, and it doesn't mean that, c'est la vie, let them fall down a well. Like, it doesn't mean that, but it does mean like that you support how they navigate through things. So you may have, let's say you are an older sibling or a best friend or something like that who's been through a situation, and you see it. You see it. You see something coming at another person, and you're like, hey, I've had a similar situation. Would you like to hear my advice? And they may say no. And so they have made a decision then to move through it. And this could even be a child, right? I mean, it depends on how old the child is, right? If we're talking about 4 years old, there's a different responsibility than someone who's 22, right? Can we agree on that? So someone who's 22 is like, nope, I know what I'm doing. And you're like, okay, whatever they do, the thing is, no matter what happens, the answer is never, I told you so. The comeback is never like, see, I knew this was going to happen. That's not helpful. What's helpful is, wow, that's a challenge. I'm here to support you in any way you need me to support you. That's a different thing than having someone say, I could have told you this if you let me give your advice 2 weeks ago. Like, not helpful. That's not helpful, and that's not supportive. That's egoic. That's ego. That's a good example of ego. Okay? So this could be a friend who's about to go through some kind of challenge. You see it coming, and you're like, I know the answer, or I think I know the answer. Maybe I don't know the answer. Maybe I'm just like, I want to protect them. I want the best for them, and I really legit do. I legit want the best for this person. And so sometimes all we can do is watch. Sometimes we can lend advice. But the important part is that whatever they choose to do, we support them emotionally. Okay, we support them. Like, what do you need from me? I'm gonna support you. This is your decision, and this is something, people have to learn their lesson. People have to learn from experience. And if you keep this is the snowplower parent thing. If you keep getting stuff out of the way of that kid, they're not going to have any library of experience to look back on. To go and not just to be like, oh, okay, well, this happened, and so I can use this direct experience in something in the future. It's actually not that. It's really much more of like I've gotten myself out of some pretty deep shit in the past. I can do it again. And I'm not going to do what I did before, because what I did before caused all this other stuff, and I learned from it. And now I've got something coming up in front of me. And if my parent or my best friend is like, hey, whatever you want to do, if you want, to hear what I have to say about it, great. If you don't, that's fine. I will still support you. I'll still support you. And I'm not going to say I told you so. And I'm not going to say, could have seen that coming from a mile away. Not helpful. Okay? So 9 of Wands, this is about like, oh, look at all that experience. Look at all that experience. 3 of Pentacles and the Moon. There's definitely something interesting coming up in the Sagittarius full moon. I keep seeing this that says something that I have to release. I don't want to. And it's buried in a belief system that says, I must hold on to this. For whatever reason, to let go of it means failure. I talked about that a lot in the ancestor reading. Aunt Dorothy came through yesterday in the ancestor reading. Healing, there's the star. 4 of Swords, more healing energy. 2 of Cups. I like this kind of energy of companionship or friendship or something, like helping each other. Maybe there is some financial help needed, but I feel like it's more about time in this instance. I feel like if you have time to help somebody get through something or whatever, because 3 of Pentacles is here. Like, I love this 3 of Pentacles. Isn't that beautiful? There's something good here. 8 of Swords, Hermit, and the 5 of Cups. There's definitely a sense of looking back at a time when my mindset screwed with my decisions, where I was very either stubborn or I was very locked into something. Some of you have really stepped through in a spiritual kind of breakthrough, a spiritual progress kind of breakthrough. And maybe now you're seeing that the wise thing is to let something go. the wise thing is to not try and reclaim it. Like Nine of Wands, you're almost at the end of the learning here. So it might not be like your healing is sending you in a different direction. Boy, this is a loud message today. Your healing is sending you in a different direction. What is this? What is this Five of Cups? There's something to be let go of. Something to be let go of. The Four of Cups, okay. All right. Something to be let go of. Four of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Fool. Okay, so there's a brand new path. I almost feel like this is some kind of family issue. Issue with father. I feel like some of you haven't let go of this issue because you're afraid, or family members because you're afraid you're going to be alone. But your energetic shift is loosening their grip or their control or their connection with you. It's loosening the grip. This person in the past may have kind of angrily tried to snowplow and was the whole time was like, I told you so, you don't know what you're doing, you're stupid, you don't know, the whole time, right? Like that's not only the words, but that's the energy of that person is like, kind of I'm trying to help you, but I'm only doing it in the way that I think is right. And there's definitely something to be said for other ways of doing it. Definitely not like I'm saying like this whole, there's supportive ways of doing it. There's other ideas that may have been relevant that got snowplowed out of the way. I feel like something is coming in that says, I'm going to do it based on my healing, not on my wounding. Yes. I'm going to do this based on my healing and what I'm expanding into, right? Based on my transformation, rather than, oh, wow, super duper spirituals on this one, rather than going into my wounding. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get free of my wounding here. Oh, my goodness. Queen of Swords. I love you, Queen of Swords. Wow. Devil energy. Seven of Cups. Oh, gaslighty. There's something coming through. Okay, your energy is different here because you're gonna make this next decision or this next chapter come from a healed you, not from a wounded you. Wow. And I said this yesterday, I think. Did I say this in the morning message or the divine feminine reading? Maybe both, where I talked about, this was on Monday, where I talked about the, oh, please don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. Please come back. Please come back. Please come back. We're talking about yes, thank you. The difference between silence or blocking or no contact when there's still the energy of sadness, longing, when there's still the wounding active in you, but you're doing the action of stepping out of something. But toxic people definitely target and feed off of wounding. So this is why we say to change the energy in you. So you're stepping out of that wounding. You're doing the healing work of that wounding, and it shifts you out of that. So there's a sense of like, I am going to move on from this, and it will be sad. There will be some sadness here. There's no doubt about it. But there's also this sense of like joyful new beginnings, because I'm going towards something. I'm not running away. I'm building on my healing. I'm not reactivating any wounds or deciding things from any wounds. You've stepped through some kind of portal here. Good on you. And I feel like something about the full moon in Sagittarius might be 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. It's happening today. June 11th, the full moon is happening today. But there's something going on maybe over the next 4 days, 4 weeks, 2 months at the outside. 4 days, 4 weeks, 2 months at the outside. So by the time we get to Lionsgate, wow. Talk to me about that. Wow. Are you kidding me? Lionsgate, strength card, Leo, energy. Mars is moving out of Leo. I'm going to take a look at that in the extended. I said I would look at some astrology in the extended anyway. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. Look at that. Peace. Oh my goodness. This whole vignette here, even the Hermit here, this is peace. This is still standing still. This is not peace. See her standing still? Look at how she's all tied up in knots there. Devil energy, not peaceful. 4 of Swords, peaceful. Same lack of movement, right? Sitting still. Way, way better. You're in your healed place. There can be sadness at an action, but it's not coming from your wound. It's not coming from a closed mindset. And there's a new decision to be made, a new direction to follow. Wow. Oh, wow. That is beautiful, because 6 of Swords is about or 6 of Wands is about victory. New direction. Holy moly. Knight of Swords, 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, Hanged Man. Okay, I was asking where this is coming from. This is coming from an angry, youthful person. This could have been in your childhood. There could be another person in your childhood who's super angry. Super duper angry that you got the life you did. This could be a person in your life right now. It's the same pattern over and over and over again. For you not to be happy is what this person wants. You know why? Because they want to be right. They want to be right about something. So you made a different decision than what they wanted you to make. And instead of you falling on your face, it went well. Stepping into your alignment, stepping into your healing. It's expanding you. It's bringing you into your, whatever they wanted, it didn't happen. They didn't get their I told you so moment. And they're really angry about it. Wow. All right, I'm going to keep going with this reading. This is a person who doesn't want to see you happy. They want to see themselves right. Because you did something that they didn't want you to do. And it's good. Right, Charlie? Yeah, Mom. All right, if this is your reading, I'm going to continue on. Let's look at what we don't see coming and how this plays out. Link is in the description box below. Pathfinders, I'll see you over there.